Hey guys, there's that story yesterday or a couple days ago about Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota. In her book that's upcoming, she had a section how she killed a 14-month-old dog named Cricket because Cricket got in some trouble and ate some neighbor's chickens or something like that. So I just hated the dog, she said. And she took the dog into a gravel pit and shot it in the head. And it created a huge uproar. It just totally destroyed her political ambitions for vice president. There's just no way. You can't be labeled as a puppy killer and make it in politics. And it's interesting because it brings up a lot of morality and how people think. And a lot of most people were really against what she did. There was a segment of people though that were like, "Oh, how can people be for like abortion, but they're upset about killing a puppy?" Well, I'm not for abortion. I'm against puppy killing. I'm against killing babies. So I understand that, but I'm going to have an admission here and probably get a lot of people mad. I prefer most dogs over most people. I do. I dogs, they love you. You can work with them. They don't care how you look. They're good friends. That's unlike most people. And a dog is not going to mug you. It's not going to, tax you in welfare. It's not going to say, "Oh, you have to support the dog nation" or anything like that. They're just good friends. And I the idea that we have to elevate all people, all of humanity, is just ridiculous. Why? That's not necessarily a biblical concept. And I don't feel that. There's an example just today or yesterday for teens, if you know what I mean, in ski masks. They were racing from the cops at 111 miles an hour and they crashed and they all died. And what's our response supposed to be? "Oh, that's tragic." And I'm like, "No, that's good." These guys would have been just nothing but trouble in my life, everyone's life, right? It would have been a life of crime, of being basically a parasite. I don't really care. And now that's not like I'm advocating anything bad should happen to them. But when it does, I'm not going to fake tears. "Oh, that's just so sad." I'm like, "Oh, well, good. The world is better off now because they're dead." I felt that way about George Floyd. He's not a great guy. He beat women. He was a forger. He was a criminal thug. The world is a happier place with him gone. Now, I'm not advocating anyone should do anything or, that he should have overdosed on fentanyl or whatever happened. But at the same time, I'm not going to shed any tears about it. And that's the way human morality has been forever. I mean, we fake it, right? We fake it. We act like, "Oh, every life is valuable and any life that dies just crushes me." But everyone says that's lying because if you really believe that, your whole life would be like, oh, bawling all day and crying because every day there's thousands of people that die sad deaths. It does. You may not know them, but just because you don't know it, why aren't you bawling and crying? No, you cry about like your immediate family members or people you love, people that are closer to you. And that includes your like family pet or dog. I care about my dog more than I do some random person I never met. Someone Russians and Ukrainians are killing each other. I don't advocate that, but I don't shed any tears. Or if my dog dies, that would be sad. That's just honesty. That's just being honest. People always have to pretend they care about these abstract subjects, but I don't really think they do. It's sort of a weird virtue signal because we as humans are designed kind of tribal. So it's like a concentric circle. There's us and our immediate family, our mother, father, brothers, sisters, and then our people that we love or who we marry and extended family, then our neighbors, then our nation, people we're related to by blood. And we have more of a kinship to it. And I think that's normal. We shouldn't feel sad about it. So if someone is similar to us, we see suffering, that should cause us more pain than someone that we don't have anything in common with. It makes sense to me. But we got to pretend all this other abstract thing just breaks us up. And it just doesn't happen with me at all. I have to be honest. And this is why I'm immune to all these guilt plays that the left tries to do. Like, oh, how about, isn't the Holocaust the worst thing ever? I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, I don't, it didn't involve me. I wasn't alive then. I didn't know these people. People die all the time in wars on all sides, because your ancestors, oh, he died in the Holocaust. I don't feel any sadness for it. Oh, my ancestor was a slave. Yeah, most of our ancestors were slaves. I'm not going to feel any sadness about it. I feel nothing about it at all. But if I see a little cricket, a helpless little dog die, I'm like, I feel sad. And I think it's because we Europeans, especially Northern Europeans, we have a special kinship with dogs because we domesticated dogs from wolves, and they were our partners, and there's a connection there that I don't feel was like most other people. So it's maybe I'm like oh, you're a sociopath, psychopath, but I don't really think so. I think I'm just a little bit more honest, that most people, they have to pretend that some random death of someone they have no idea who they are, never met them, from across the world, they have to act like, oh, that's just as sad, makes me just as sad as if someone close to me died. No, it really doesn't. So these 4 teens that were thugs crashed themselves because of their own behavior and died. I don't feel more sympathy towards them than I do the little dog. In fact, I feel more sadness about little cricket dying than, I don't know, Jamal or whatever, who crashed the car. Talk to you guys later.